Rise. Hello, everyone. It's Charlton. Please subscribe to my channel, tap the notification bell, and like this video. That helps me keep making videos. I'd appreciate it majorly. So I just want to, as efficiently as possible, go through this this latest story about the. It's her name is Maria Villafana. She's assistant U.S. attorney in the Southern District of Florida. It says she's the lead. She was the lead federal prosecutor on the Jeffrey Epstein case. Basically working for Acosta. During the now infamous Jeffrey Epstein sweetheart plea deal in 2008, and she's resigning. Okay. So, which is pretty hilarious. A lot of things is funny about this. The timing is what cracks me up the most. And, it does say in this article that the whole matters being the sweetheart plea deal is being looked in by the Office of Professional Responsibility, by the Justice Department, basically investigating itself, which you can be rest assured will go absolutely nowhere. For sure. I mean, this is Trump's Justice Department. And, that's William Barr, who's a loyal servant of Trump. So, but it does say that, federal prosecutors or the Justice Department is talking to. Excuse me. Sorry. The Herald has learned that several people involved in the Epstein case have been questioned by the Justice Department in recent weeks as part of an ongoing OPR investigation. But she has an attorney. So it says Jonathan Beeran, her attorney, Villafana's lawyer, confirmed her resignation yesterday, noting that she had long planned to transition to a legal career in healthcare and now plans to join the Federal Department of Health and Human Services. In recent years, she has handled a number of healthcare fraud cases in South Florida. Villafana, 51, has worked in the Southern District of Florida, mostly based in West Palm Beach. For the past 18 years, she is the last member of the federal prosecution team that handled Epstein's case in 2008, still employed by the Department of Justice. The other members of the team, including Acosta, left in the years after Epstein's case was closed. And Acosta appointed Labor Secretary by President Trump in 2017, stepped down July 12th, whatever. So, but it also says down here that, I think I lost it. I did. That her attorney said Beeran is her attorney, said Villafana's resignation has nothing to do with Epstein. So she's not leaving the government. She's going over to Health and Human Services. She's going over to another department of the federal government, for goodness sakes. It's just shuffling things around, whatever. So Beeran said Villafana's resignation had nothing to do with the Epstein matter, and that she has recently completed a 2-year training program on healthcare compliance. Most of her career has been spent advocating for the rights of victims, and she has received numerous awards for her work, he added. Miss Villafana is confident that when the DOJ's internal investigation has been concluded, the department will find that she acted properly in all respects as the lead prosecutor in the federal investigation on Jeffrey Epstein, Beeran said. I mean, it basically says here that she, I just find that, I find that, fairly hilarious. The timing of it. 2 years ago, she started a training program, that she recently completed. So I guess in, June, July of now, June, July of 2017, she decided it was time for a career move, okay? And in June of 2017 is when basically the victims took the Justice Department to court, suing that their rights were violated because this whole lawsuit right here, which the U.S. Southern, I'm not going to read this whole case, believe me, and this has been reported other places. You can read it, it'll be linked in the description. United States District Court, Southern District of Florida, government's response, in opposition to petitioner's motion for partial summary judgment and cross motion for summary. So it's all about the crime victims' rights act that basically Jeffrey Epstein's victims said they were never notified of this plea deal, and so they took the government to court. And that's still, I mean, they basically won, but both sides are supposed to come to some kind of an agreement, on that matter. But she was part of this, she defended the government. She defended and, she's listed on as one of the U.S. attorneys here, or assistant U.S. attorney down at the bottom, okay? And this is in June of 2017, which is about 2 or 3 months after Acosta was right there, I mean, Acosta was nominated and confirmed to be, or not nominated, but confirmed to be the Labor Secretary. So, right around when this lawsuit was, which is in June 6, I hereby certify June 6, 2017, the idea of making a career move became, that's when, I don't know, it seems like that's when it was decided, like maybe this is a good time to change careers and get into healthcare related law. And now she's going to be working for the Health and Human Services Department, of the federal government. So, but in this Miami Herald article, I mean, it does defend some of her actions, because after the fact, she wrote this letter, which is right there. I'm not going to read it if you want. Like I said, this is all linked in the description. You can check it out. She wrote a letter to, I think this is the, with regards to Jeffrey Epstein's work release. She opposed his work release and the very loose conditions under which he was allowed to leave, etc. And she voiced that in this letter, and she was overruled, I guess, by the sheriff of the West Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office, but this is in the article, and I think her attorney, like I said, she's got an attorney, man. I mean, I guess that's just good legal practice, just precaution, but still, dude, presented this as evidence of her ethical behavior, and it does say in this article that she was basically just being a loyal public servant to Acosta, that she opposed this deal. Somewhere it says that. Her departure comes amid a federal probe into the role she and other federal prosecutors, including her former boss Alexander Acosta, had in sidelining a 53-page indictment against the wealthy New York investor in favor of a state plea to minor prostitution charges in 2008. And Villafana, 51, has worked in the Southern District of Florida, mostly based in West Palm Beach for the past 18 years. She is the last member. I've already read that. Villafana has never publicly spoken about the case. Sources close to her have said that she disagreed with, sources close to her said that she disagreed with Acosta's decision granting Epstein and others involved in his activities immunity from federal charges. Those close to Villafana said that in the end, she was a loyal career prosecutor who towed the line of her boss while focusing her efforts on a provision in Epstein's agreement that forced him to pay restitution to his victims. At the time of the deal, the FBI identified 34 underage victims, most of them middle and high school girls who came from underprivileged backgrounds. But it's pretty funny, because over here at this Fox article, which is from before, okay? This is from, when is this? About former Florida prosecutor derides Acosta's completely wrong account concerning Epstein. I don't know who that was. That's not her. Former Palm Beach County State Attorney Barry Kersher unloaded on Acosta, and this is, the date of this is when? Darn it. July 10th. All right. 2019. But all the way at the very bottom, Fox is pathetic, man. Absolutely pathetic. Terrible. Just horrendous, man. All the way at the very bottom. Like I was doing this video before, and I thought for sure I saw it in this article, and I couldn't find it. I'm like, where the hell is it? And then I remembered it was in the Fox article. All the way at the very bottom, it talks about this prosecutor and her involvement in basically getting the Epstein case, the venue moved from West Palm Beach to the Southern District of Florida, to Miami, where he was less well known, I assume, and that would help keep it out of the papers more, because I guess the press knew him, they knew all about this, and I don't know. I mean, that's what it says. The Miami Herald, in an explosive piece last year, identified several other apparent signs that prosecutors were working closely with Epstein's team. A top federal prosecutor on the case, Marie Villafana, wrote to Epstein's lawyer, Jay Lefkowitz, that she would help this client avoid unwanted press attention. On an avoid the press note, I can file the charge in the district court in Miami, which will hopefully cut the press coverage significantly, Villafana wrote in September 2017. Do you want to check that out? September 2017. Dude. 1 month later, Lefkowitz personally met with Acosta, his former colleague at a top international law firm, Kirkland and Ellis. Acosta and Lefkowitz, Epstein's attorney, this has all been talked about. Acosta worked at the law firm where Lefkowitz worked, the same law firm that Bill Barr recused himself from this aspect of the case because he worked at that law firm, but Acosta didn't accuse himself. Anyways, that's wrong. that Villafana wrote in September 2017, that can't be right. That's got to be 2000. I don't know what that is. 2007, I guess. I mean, that date's got to be wrong. Probably. Wouldn't shock me. Fox putting this all the way at the bottom, making mistakes like that. It's terrible. Absolutely terrible. That's pretty much the whole thing I wanted to share with you. One thing that I noticed again, I've already talked about this, but it just cracks me up, man. So let me just try to wrap this up here. This is some slightly older news, but it's just I hadn't seen exactly the timing of how this is rolled out, and because Villafana's name's in this article, it popped up. So, and it's about how Debbie Wasserman Schultz had called for the DOJ Inspector General to probe Acosta. And this is after the Miami Herald story in November of 2018, because that's when it broke. And this is November 30th, 2018. So, and this is all CYA. These are all the people that were part of the Trump, the Clinton campaign. And my theory. My theory that I believe Trump and Hillary fixed the 2016 election. I think he blackmailed into losing on purpose, and that this is how that it ran through Epstein. Whatever information Epstein had on either Bill Clinton or her, I have no idea. And that's just a theory, but it's just hilarious how all these names that are basically tied to the Clinton campaign and and obviously the Trump campaign pop up during this. So. Because even when Epstein got arrested, I saw Debbie Wasserman Schultz on TV, calling for whatever, for it to be looked into. And when I saw that, I think I happened to be looking up. I don't know. I looked up the Senate confirmation hearings of Acosta here, and then I found. Tim Kaine. Is it Tim? I think it's Tim Kaine. Hillary Clinton's running mate, questioning Acosta about this. And he was the only senator, to the best of my knowledge, he was the only senator during his confirmation hearing that brought this up. Tim Kaine. Very convenient. So, but when Wasserman Schultz is calling for the DOJ Inspector General to probe Acosta, one of the explanations that the Department of Labor give that, this has already been discussed, because this was brought up during his confirmation hearings by you guessed it, I just said it, by Tim Kaine, the senator from Virginia, Hillary Clinton's running mate. It's just all perfectly, coordinated. So it says that, this matter has been publicly addressed previously, including during Acosta's Senate confirmation hearing. The U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of Florida has defended the actions in the case across 3 administrations. DOL spokesman, Department of Labor. That confirmation hearings where it was addressed by Hillary Clinton's running mate. Totally. He was the only one who asked about this. During the Senate confirmation as Labor Secretary in 2017, Acosta defended his action as part of a reasonable plea deal. At the end of the day, based on the evidence, professionals within a prosecutor's office decided that a plea deal that guarantees someone goes to jail, that guarantees he registered generally as a sexual predator, and guarantees other outcomes is a good thing. So that was Acosta defending himself in the confirmation process. All right, that's the end of this video. Thanks for watching my videos. Please subscribe to my channel. Give me a like down below. I will see you in the next video. Later, man.